Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're here with a very simple, delicious, amazing recipe. Of course, we have our mushroom fajita tacos. So let's go ahead and get started with the recipe. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to melt down about 1 tablespoon of butter and add 1/2 of a white onion and the whites of a scallion. And we're gonna go ahead and cook that until the onions are translucent. Once they're translucent, we're gonna go ahead and add about 2 Roma tomatoes, which were peeled and sliced. Then we'll mix it, and then we'll cover it with a lid for about 5 minutes to let the tomatoes cook down with the onions and scallions. They should look something like this after a couple of minutes of it covered. And now we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of vegetable stock. We want to create a little bit of a soup here right now, and we're gonna start seasoning it. So this is a Thai seasoning. It's called peanut satay. It has a lot of different spices in it, and with a peanut flavor, it's really gonna enhance the mushroom. We're just gonna add some salt, and we're gonna go ahead and add some pepper as well to that. So this will be our starting seasoning, as well as some crushed red pepper. Always like that spice, don't we? Now we're just gonna mix everything together until the peanut satay specifically is completely mixed together well. We are also going to go ahead and add some soy sauce. This will add a nice flavor to it, some saltiness. Right after we add that, we're going to mix it with our spatula. And then after that, we'll go ahead and cover it with a lid and let the flavors develop for about another 5 minutes. So after a couple of minutes, you can see that the sauce is boiling right now. This will be our base to add our mushrooms. So let's go ahead and just dump those in. This is about a package of shiitake mushrooms. Very delicious. Go ahead and give that a mix and make sure you coat the mushrooms very well with the sauce. We also went ahead and added some white mushrooms. You don't have to do this if you don't want such a large portion, but we had some in our fridge, so we went ahead and threw those in with the shiitake mushrooms. Once everything's incorporated well, go ahead and cover it with a lid and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Check every 5 minutes to make sure everything looks good. So as you can see, the mushrooms released quite a bit of liquid, and that's what we're looking for. So we are going to go ahead and let this liquid reduce. Check every 5 minutes, and then for about 10 minutes, and the last 5 minutes go ahead and remove the lid and let the liquid reduce down to about this much, and you'll see that this is the perfect amount. Once you mix it, there's about a thin layer of liquid, and we are going to go ahead and add some flour to thicken that up. Right there you go, there's the flour. So you'll see the magic happen right here. As soon as we start mixing it, you'll see that the liquid will magically disappear and incorporate into the flour. Now you want to mix this for at least 1 minute continuously, and we want to cook the flour out of this so that you're left with something like this, where it's essentially a nice filling for our tacos. So let's move on to the next element of the dish. So the next element of the dish is the fajita mix, and we have a little bit of a unique combination. First, we have our red bell peppers, which we'll add right there. Now we'll go ahead and add our yellow bell peppers, some white onions, and this is interesting, we're adding Hungarian wax pepper. This is completely optional, you don't have to do this, but it adds a nice spice. Now this is habanero split in half. We're just gonna roast it with these peppers to give the fajita mix a very nice intense spice. which will taste amazing. So now this is something I decided to do on my own, but add some cumin seeds for some very unique flavors to that, and of course the typical seasonings as well, salt and pepper. Now go ahead and give everything a good mix together just like that. So you want to cook it until basically the onions have caramelized. So you'll notice a little bit of browning on them and they will start to get translucent. Make sure you keep the peppers directly on the heat to help them roast. This will give the dish a very nice flavor. I also added some lemon juice to go ahead and give it a little bit of extra flavor right there, and you can see the smoking from the very hot pan we have there. Once again, mix everything well. You can see the onions are browning very nicely and starting to get translucent. Once the onions have browned enough and the peppers are nice and soft, we're gonna go ahead and take out those habanero peppers. Now you can go ahead and chop them up and put them in the next part of our dish if you want to make your dish extra spicy, which is guacamole. Now we're using a potato masher to get it very nicely smashed together. We are adding habanero in ours, and so it will be a very spicy guacamole for us. So as you can see, that's all mashed up. We added some lemon juice. We did not have limes on us, my apologies. And go ahead and add that salt, and when you're done adding the salt, then the completely optional part, you can go ahead and throw those habanero peppers in and give everything a very nice mix just like that. And you'll notice that it's not as refreshing as a normal guacamole. It's guacamole with a kick. So now let's go ahead and assemble the taco. The first thing we're gonna need is of course some tortilla. We're gonna add our mushroom mix, fajita, some green onions, guacamole, and there you go. It's that simple. You have yourself a wonderful street taco right there. So let's take a closer look at that. There you go. Looks amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe, as well as leave a comment whether you liked it or not. If you have any suggestions for other recipes, go ahead and also leave that in the comment. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.